pet chickens are cold in the city. Here in the South, the girls' feathers are expanding. That's what I can tell. They're chilly. Hey, YouTube community. Welcome to my channel. Chickie here. Yeah, the people want to know if it's too cold for chickens to be outside during the winter. Well, that's a good question. You know why? I'm on this journey with these chickens. I got a couple hens, and it does get chilly. Especially this winter, it's supposed to be really, really cold. Probably in the teens, but it's cold now. So what do? Well, what we've done, as you can see, put plastic up around the coop to keep it from being too windy and to keep some of the cold out. That helps a lot. But then, you know, the chickens need some straw. And let me show you. It's good to have some straw in their coop area. Pad it up so that they can stay nice and warm. You want to also make sure they have some water, fresh water daily. We give them fresh water daily. And in the cold, sometimes we even come out a couple times and add some more warmth to the water. You know, we change it out. So this is a good thing to do in the wintertime for your girls. I have hens. I don't have any roosters. Can't have roosters in the city. They make too much noise. But another thing you can do is trash bags. Put some trash bags on the bottom of the floor. That's what we do. Put trash bags in the bottom to keep that cold moisture from just coming up, or that cold air from coming up while they're roosting. And when they're roosting, they're sitting on this bar. And the bar, we put a towel over the bar just to keep them warm. Because towels tend to keep them warm as well. Wish I could bundle them up with a towel around them. They won't stand for that. No. But then another thing is you want to keep Vaseline on their combs, because they might get frostbite in the winter, especially when the temperature drops below freezing. You want to put some Vaseline on that red part up there, because sometimes it turns blue, sometimes it turns purple. If it turns too dark, you want to bring them in. You might have to bring them in the garage. You might have to even bring them in the house. You just never know. I watched this one video, and I'll share it with you. One of them is called, let's see, what does it say here? How to keep your chickens warm throughout the winter. She has some good tips on there. I'll share it in the description. Hey, and don't forget to like, thumbs up, subscribe, and also give me some hearts. Thumbs up, hearts. And you know, the other thing is we give them treats. We give them treats that have good protein to keep their little bodies warm. And one of the treats we give, because it has a lot of proteins, this one says high protein chicken treats. So we give them some dried treats, and that helps keep them warm. You'll hear them chirping away. Here, girls. You hear that noise? They're chewing. They're just eating those treats up. So when we give them the treats, We also, again, like we said, you want to give them more water because they get really thirsty. They have to wash down some of that feed that you give them. We give them pellets. Those pellets help 16% in the winter, 16 to 22% in the wintertime. That has more protein too. You hear those girls in the background. I'll have to show you those girls in another video. But also, you definitely want to make sure you keep them warm. Some people have talked about putting a light in the coop. I've heard a lot of stories about those heat lamps. I think those are mostly for chicks, but you might want to put a bulb that gives off a little heat, not necessarily a heat lamp, because I've heard horror stories about those heat lamps sometimes. But it's a good idea when it gets too chilly. If you're not gonna bring them in the garage, then you might want to put a little lamp inside the coop area to keep them warm. And make sure you have good bedding in the coop. You know, that straw I showed you earlier, this here, you want to make sure you have enough straw. They're talking to us. They know what we're talking about. You gonna jump up on my lap? Sometimes they do. They jump up on your lap. Sometimes, depending on the breed, they don't mind jumping on your lap, on your shoulders. They can be really funny. These girls can have you laughing sometimes, just watching them roam around. They're free range. And free range means we just let them roam around in the yard, you know? And they enjoy that. They get to exercise and they find bugs. They find all the little treats to eat in the yard when the trees drop and the pine cones, and they drop some little seeds for them. And the girls enjoy that. So what we want to do is give you an idea of some ways to keep your girls warm in the winter. Like we said, we put plastic all around, and we don't put plastic inside the coop around the ventilation area because they need to be able to breathe, because that cross circulation of air needs to flow with inside the coop. Because when they're sleeping, when they poop, you want to make sure that they're not constantly breathing that poop. So you'd also want to have ventilation for the poop. And that poop is nitrogen. It's a good fertilizer. Good fertilizer for your yard. Good fertilizer for your plants. Good fertilizer for your flowers. So, but you want to hold on to it for a while. You don't just give it to the soil right away. You have to let it age some. That's what you do. Let it age a little bit. Yeah. See, the girls are talking. They know what we're talking about. They understand. Chickens are pretty smart. They know more than you think they do. They're funny. They keep you laughing. I tell you, I was watching them the other day and they started to fight. Well, not really fight, but you know, they got a little ticked off with each other and they went head to head. And I'm like, no. That's your sister. Don't fight with your sisters. Yeah. So then they back off. But chickens, they can be fickle, they can be funny, they're a joy to be around, and they always keep you smiling. I laugh every day at those chickens because they just keep you laughing. And another thing, they're smart. They pay attention. They know what you're talking about sometimes. I tell you, I was checking out their behavior one day, and I said, they're watching. They know what's going on. And I'm like, you don't give them enough credit. But you know what? They're pets of mine. And the reason why I say they pay attention, because even as a little bitty baby, a little chickie, that's right, I trained those girls. Yeah. Trained them, excuse me. I trained them. And you know what? They listen to music. You talk to them, and they know their names. When I call them, they come. Girls, where are you? They're ready to go out in the coop. Get out of the coop. They're ready to roam around in the yard. I'll let them out. I just fed them. So they're going to roam around for a while, and they're going to enjoy this chilly weather because their feathers keep them warm. They have layers of feathers. And I tell you, when they molt, molting is when they lose their feathers. And they do it every year. Every year they lose feathers, and you see skin. You just see the chicken skin, the bare chicken skin. And you wonder, wow, are they okay? Are they sick? First time I saw that, I'm like, ooh, what's wrong? I thought, did they eat something? Is it sick? But you know what? It's natural. It's natural. And when they molt, you want to give them more protein. You know what I do? Sometimes I put a little scrambled eggs in their feed when they're molting. That brings back those feathers even faster. Yeah, faster. So they're around my feet. I have to show you in another video what the girls look like. They want to talk to you too. They're funny. They will jump all over. They're very inquisitive. Like I said, we don't give our chickens enough credit because they do understand. They do know what's going on. And I probably need some more chickens because they give some fresh eggs. Those eggs are golden in the center. Golden yellow yolks, just like the sun. And you know what? They're more nutritious. They're healthier for you. They're healthier. It's cold here. You can tell, you can see my breath coming out. Yeah. But the girls, we're gonna keep them warm. We're gonna keep them nice and toasty. And another thing is that when you're feeding them, make sure you don't give them too much food. I spoil them a lot. Yeah. And I probably overfeed them too much sometimes too. Their bellies are like, ooh, way out there. I'm like, girls, but it's my fault, right? They're checking me out. They're like, what is she talking about? Sometimes, you know what I do? I'll put on a little jingle for them, a little chicken jingle, and they just look. I hold the phone up, and the jingles, and it's a little chicken song, and they look. They'll come. Sometimes they look, and then they want to peck the phone. They like their little beaks. They'll like try and peck it, and then they'll turn their head to the side. Then they'll turn their head to the other side. Then they'll get closer to the phone to see what's going on. And I tell you, it's funny watching them. Yep, they keep you going. But another thing is, let me see, I put some notes down here. I can't even see my notes. Let's see. I like to feed them in my hand sometimes too. I put some of the feed or the snacks in their hand, in my hand, and then they'll peck away. They'll just peck away. Sometimes they peck kind of hard. I'm like, girls, that's too hard. They even lighten up when I say it's too hard. They understand. They understand. So if I didn't say it, I want a thumbs up. I want some hearts. I want you to share it. And also, what did I forget? Subscribe. Yeah, subscribe. Yeah. So, excuse me. They're paying attention. They wonder, why am I talking to my phone? I'll explain it to them a little later. It's kind of quiet right now. I'm glad it came out when I did, so that you could hear the girls eating. They ate all that feed up. You know, one other thing that'll keep them warm? Cracked corn. Yep, you want to give them cracked corn. And it's just little pieces of corn, like corn on the cob that's dried. It's like popcorn. Yeah. And they'll enjoy that. They love those treats, but don't give them too much. No. If you give them too much cracked corn, too much mealworms, too many treats, they'll depend on that. And then they won't eat their real food, their feed, which has more proteins and vitamins and things they need to lay eggs. I tell you, those eggs are some of the best. Those eggs, I went to the store one day, and the store I saw at the checkout counter, they had a carton of eggs sitting by the cashier. Somebody didn't want them. And do you know, I wondered, how long have those eggs been sitting in that carton next to the cashier? But then you know what else? I wonder. Now when they take those eggs back and put them inside the cooler, what if I were to go and pick up those same carton of eggs that I don't know how long they've been sitting out there in the warmth on the counter? How long? Nobody knows, right? That's why it's good to have your own fresh chickens that have eggs that lay. I got some chickens, they lay brown eggs. And it depends on the breed again. Depending on what kind of chicken, they're green eggs, they're dark brown eggs, they're chocolate brown eggs sometimes. There's white eggs, but I tell you, their eggs are tasty. And you know where your eggs came from when you have your own chickens. And mine are pet chickens. I pick them up and I hold them, and they're little warm bodies. They're pets. You know why? Because when they were babies, they grew up into teenagers. And I spoil those girls. I do. And one other thing, they are loyal. Yep. They need community too. They need to be around other chickens. I just got a couple. They need some more. They need some more friends to hang out. Yep, they need a few more. And I had more, but it's always good to at least get when you get your chickens, to get at least 4. Yeah, because something happens. Sometimes they get sick. Sometimes they pass away. And so on the next video, I'll share a little more information with you about the chicks. Hope you enjoyed this. Don't forget, like, thumbs up, hearts, subscribe. I'll have to put subscribe up there one of these days, but I'll see you on the next video. Take care.